Inshallah, we're going to start. We're going to continue because the food is here, so we'll have to 6 o'clock, inshallah. That will give everyone, we don't want the food to get cold, and let people eat, and so the sheikh can be back for the time of burda, inshallah. So you want to take questions? You want to
take question? Okay.
So if anyone has any questions, we can use this time to take some questions. If not, the sheikh will go a little bit further. Does anyone have any questions? No?
Okay.
Okay.
When we learn about Quran, we learn about the sabab al-nuzul, and we learn about why, and also where it was revealed. So, to what extent does it help us to understand these ahadith when we learn about where and the context of that and in these?
Okay. The question is about we have what we call in Arabic sabab al-nuzul for the Holy Quran. Do you have something similar for ahadith? I have limited experience, there is a book, written by Imam Suyuti, then it was magnified by a person called Al-Hamzawi it's called Asbab Wurud al-Hadith, why this was mentioned, okay? As you may expect, in Quran, most of the Quran was revealed without a significant reason. Okay, for ahadith you may expect, I don't know the number, that many ahadith they were said, without significant reason, You have plenty of ahadith, they have reason behind it, which make it much more understandable to us, And I know about a current person, who try to collect more, of these ahadith, and perhaps he doubled the size of Asbab Wurud al-Hadith. We have, a good amount or good number, of ahadith that we know why they were mentioned. You have another important point, you did not raise it up, is the date of ahadith. Okay, dating of ahadith is very important when many ahadith easily you may set up a date for them. The others you may not be able to do as such. Okay. Other questions? I have this question and this one. Read them.
Can you elaborate on the hadith? The intention of the believer is better than his action.
Yeah, it's very simple. The question is about the intention and the practice of anyone. The believer intention is going to be superior than his practice. Why? Because some speak about your inner, the other one about the outer. And as most of your people, they will be familiar with, the inner is going to be straightforward. The outer, you may have different reason, of it, I may have bring this commentary, mentioned by Sayyidina Salman al-Farsi. He said, "Man aslaha juwaniya wa aslaha Allah barraniya." The one who fixes his inner, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to fix his outer. Yes.
This hadith, the Prophet ﷺ advised us not to use water that was left out in the sun for a period of time, because it is not good for health. The skin cancer, which is widely spread in the United States due to people spending long durations in the sun on the beaches, is because of the same prophetic advice. What's the question?
I haven't studied this subject, a lot, To best of my knowledge, the Prophet ﷺ did not mention cancer or something similar to it. Okay, so it has been not recommended according to some mazhab. The other they did not. They bypassed this one, So again, I haven't studied it very well, But anything which is harmful for anyone, or he thinks it's harmful, or she thinks she is harmful, let her avoid it, To give it some legal explanation from our side, as from the Quran or the prophetic tradition, is different story, and I'll be too hesitant, Many of our people, they speak a lot about diet, the other about this, about this, To have this behavior, I have no problem with it. To relate it to Islam, it's different story, okay? And we should be quite careful, about it. The Prophet, to start with, even though in his ahadith you have something speaking about this and something about this, this was not his main task. His main task was to deliver the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala regarding how to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
These questions have nothing to do with the subject. You want them more.
Okay, later on, inshallah. Any other questions? Okay. We'll move in the same chapter. وعن أبي سعيد سعد بن مالك بن سنان الخدري رضي الله عنه أن ناسا من الأنصار سألوا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فأعطاهم ثم سألوه فأعطاهم حتى نفد ما عنده فقال لهم حين أنفق كل شيء بيده ما يكن عندي من خير فلن أدخره عنكم ومن يستعفف يعفه الله ومن يستغني يغنيه الله ومن يتصبر يصبره الله وما أعطي أحد عطاء خيرا وأوسع من الصبر متفق عليه. I look at this hadith as how you initiate something, to build your relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, and about this chapter, وَمَنْ يَتَصَبَّرْ. In Arabic language, when we say تَفَعَّلَ يَتَفَعَّل, it means it needs some effort which is going to make you exhausted or may make you too busy or whatever of that. And this we call it in Arab takalluf, okay, to show some burden, from my side. And this is what the Prophet ﷺ instructed us. Sabr is very great thing, but it may need some training from our side. We should train ourselves, to achieve this target. Okay, and the Prophet ﷺ ended it by saying, وَمَا أَعْطِي أَحَدٌ عَطَاءً خَيْرًا وَأَوْسَعَ مِنَ الصَّبْرِ. Why? You need patience, for all aspects of your life. When you have happiness, you should control yourself not to go beyond the rack. When you have some unhappy event, you shouldn't be broken down. And whenever you commit a hasana, you shouldn't be too proud of yourself, and you should relate it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whenever you commit a sin, again, you should try to regulate yourself, and try to avoid such a bad action. That means you need the sabr for all activities, for all aspects of it. And that's why it was mentioned, this hadith, as one of the broadest thing, or the most broad thing, that is given to anyone, any humankind. وعن أبي يحيى صهيب بن سنان رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عجبا لأمر المؤمن إن أمره كله خير وليس ذلك لأحد إلا المؤمن إن أصابته سراء شكر فكان خيرا له وإن أصابته ضراء صبر فكان خيرا له رواه مسلم. Okay, and here this is special for the believers. Whatever happened to them in this life is going to be good for them. And this is, I think, it's part of being confident, in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You should have full confidence in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the other thing, the other duty that I would like to highlight a lot, that you should show your appreciation or thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a lot whenever you have something that you consider good for you, and you should show your patience, and keep yourself in that state, whenever you have otherwise, in this life. And this, in my view, they are going to cover all aspects of your life and your experience and your relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وعن أنس رضي الله عنه قال لما ثقل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم جعل يتغشاه الكرب فقالت فاطمة رضي الله عنها وكرب أبتاه فقال ليس على أبيك كرب بعد اليوم فلما مات قالت يا أبتاه أجاب ربا دعاه يا أبتاه جنة الفردوس مأواه يا أبتاه إلى جبريل ننعاه فلما دفن قالت فاطمة رضي الله عنها أطابت أنفسكم أن تحثوا على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم التراب رواه البخاري. Personally, I don't see any word of sabr, in this hadith, okay? Why it's put here? Just to remind me and the others that one of the main disaster, or major disaster in our life, when we miss the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we should have sabr, in that regard. Whether we feel it or not, this is the case, and this has been mentioned by him sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you should show how determined, how well you are with the Prophet ﷺ. I mentioned this to some of our people. I'm going to mention it again. Some people, they put a lot of heavy burden on the back of the Prophet ﷺ. And I highly appreciate when we just be patient, okay? Be patient whenever you want to commit any sin, not to put heavy burden on the Prophet ﷺ. Be patient by your good deeds, keep up your good deeds, and you name it, all of this patience, we are in highly need of it, because that's what I was told, that the Prophet ﷺ carried a significant heavy burden, and this is reminded me of what mentioned in the Holy Quran, الَّذِي أَنْقَضَ ظَهْرَكَ. This in Surah Alam Nashrah, this the description was given to him sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And please, all of your people, try to make it easy on him sallallahu alayhi wasallam. وعن أبي زيد أسامة بن زيد بن حارثة مولى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وحبه وابن حبه رضي الله عنهما قال أرسلت بنت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إن ابني قد احتضر فاشهدنا فأرسل يقرأ الإسلام يقول إن لله ما أخذ وله ما أعطى وكل شيء عنده بأجل مسمى فلتصبر ولتحتسب فأرسلت إليه تقسم عليه ليأتينها فقام ومعه سعد بن عبادة ومعاذ بن جبل وأبي بن كعب وزيد بن ثابت ورجال رضي الله عنهم أجمعين فرفع إلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الصبي فأقعده في حجره ونفسه تقعقع ففاضت عيناه فقال سعد يا رسول الله ما هذا؟ فقال هذه رحمة جعلها الله تعالى في قلوب عباده وفي رواية في قلوب من يشاء من عباده وإنما يرحم الله من عباده الرحماء متفق عليه ومعنى تقعقع تتحرك وتضطرب. I think, I haven't prepared, this, but I think this daughter is Sayyidah Zainab and her son is called Ali. Okay. I heard from some shuyukh, I think this accurate, that this person, this boy, subhanallah, was cured, after that. And when the Prophet ﷺ conquered Mecca, he was behind him, on the same camel. Then he passed away in the time of the Prophet ﷺ. The second point here, patience is good, highly recommended, except in one time. What is this time? Don't show patience, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests you, that means He wants you to break yourself down. Okay? Here, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he had this experience, he start crying sallallahu alaihi wasallam and consider this as mercy. Okay? And this has been mentioned by different shuyukh. Don't show patience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Complain, show that you are broken, and whatever of that regard. The clue, you have it in the Quran, when Sayyidina Ayyub, he complained to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This did not diminish his patience, He was praised by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as being patient, okay, even though he complained to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is a common attitude to those who are highly have their unique relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We read many of these stories, one of these stories that is a significant lover of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, oh Allah, test me in the way you want to test me, and he had a problem, and he started shouting. In other narration, that no, he was patient, but he was given the command, go out and shout. Okay? Yani here, what I'm trying to say, don't face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala face to face or to show patience. No, Allah. This is the understanding of it. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala show or apply on you some of those heavy matter, put yourself down. Okay, prostrate, beg Allah, cry to Allah, and you name it. And what happened, the Prophet is one of the greatest, here he starts crying, and when someone felt otherwise, he told him this is mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he's not going to. And this is mentioned by one of the famous Shuyukh, when his son passed away, he said, I was too happy with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, kept smiling, and that's surrounding everyone around me crying, and I'm smiling, Then he speaking about himself. Then I figured out this is not the best way, The best way what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did when his son Sayyidina Ibrahim passed away. Okay. It's long hadith. So we'll stop here, according to Sayyidi Amin, because we have a long hadith. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll carry on. Again, if anyone has any question, firstly regarding our subject, we'll try to answer. Later on, if we don't have any question regarding the subject, may get some other hadith.
Is it against sabr if we were to talk about or complaining to other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?
Yes, it's completely against the sabr, okay? Yani, whenever you speak with anyone, you should show patience. Whenever you deal with Allah or speak with Allah, you should show otherwise. Yes?
Is there a general pattern why some hadith are very long? Specific hikmah in that?
Why some ahadith they are very long? Generally speaking, most of the ahadith they are short. The Prophet ﷺ used to have the jawami al-kalim, which means to have few words, which contains a lot of meaning, And I spent, I think, long time, to speak about that particular hadith, the first hadith in this chapter, Some of the hadiths there are exceptional, and the most famous narrator or author of it, Tabarani, has a book called Al-Ahadith Al-Tiwal. These are long ahadith, okay. You have some of these ahadith, long ahadith, they are going to be fake, but you have again on the other, some ahadith, they are authentic. What's the cause of having, in my mind, I may be right or wrong, most of these long ahadith, they are stories, about certain things, And that's why whenever you have story, when you compare it to any other story, you are going to find it too short, even though when you compare it to a hadith, it's going to be too long. Other questions? Yes?
I have two questions about the hadith about Sayyidina Fatima.
Radiallahu anha.
Is it, could it be that you said he included it in this chapter to show about the passing of the Prophet ﷺ? I'm wondering if it could be that to show her immense sabr, like an ishara to her.
Maybe her sabr and the Prophet's sabr, because again he experienced something, which in other hadiths we understand that has been doubled on him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he shows sabr. This is a good point. Yes.
And the second thing about Sayyidah Zainab, when her child, I guess she thinks she was in that state where she was afraid he was going to pass away, her child, correct? I thought that's what I understood from the hadith.
To be honest with you, all of us, we are going to understand as such, but what I read or heard, that the boy did not pass away at that point, but all of us, when we read such hadith, we are going to feel that he passed away.
So, but I'm just wondering what was the, because as a mother, I would think, of course she wants her father, the Prophet ﷺ, to be there. So at first he refused, or he said, just have her be patient. I'm wondering, is there something you can comment on what was there to be understood from that, how he said he wasn't going to come at the first time.
I don't know. I'm going to speak about my behalf, which may be the right or wrong. I don't know about the behavior of the Prophet ﷺ, but what I understand, that he may need something or may want something to happen, and when they beg him or whatever, is going to change his attitude, and that's what happened here. And one of the most beloved persons, to the Prophet, his daughters, all of his daughters, and when she insisted in having him come, he did not say no. Okay, if I want to apply this to my life, nowadays you are going to find, two persons, no, you drink before, no, you drink before. They are going to create a lot of noise, annoying matter, and they will make everyone, wants to prove that he is stronger. I'm going to let him drink before me. I'm going. You see, even though this may be felt that it's humbleness or whatever, I think there's hidden matter that everyone wants to prove that he is stronger. I had this problem. One time we have the Asr al-Sharif and everyone's respecting, and the voice start coming. I told them, go, both of you, don't care about you, because here. Why I bring the story of Sayyidina Salman and Abu Darda? Because everyone should listen to the others. Try to say yes, even though I may not like water at this particular time. When it's introduced to me, at least I should have a sip of water, just to make the other one please, not to prove that I'm going to be more determined and I'm going to show him that I am. You see, this is one of the adab that, at least in my experience, I don't see it, that frequent, in our practice. Yes.
If we complain to Allah about something that happens to us, do we take the risk of going against His decree?
Not at all, not at all, because the Prophet ﷺ, I think he's mentioned in one hadith, ad-du'a min al-qadar, when you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala whether it's going to happen, that means this is part of the qadar. Whether it's not going to happen, is going to be much more obvious. So your point is very good point, and if anyone who speak with Allah or complain to Allah or make dua to Allah, in his heart he should have the full belief that nothing is going to take place without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala permission.
What is meant by release the burden from the back of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as described by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, harisun alaykum. Okay, that's mean many of the misbehavior or wrong action that we have it nowadays. I'm sorry, I may not have a lot of care, about it, but the one who is going to be mainly concerned about it is the Prophet ﷺ. And this mentioned in some ahadith. In the hereafter, I don't know how to explain it, the people, though, they go to heaven, and the Prophet ﷺ outside, even he is not on his pulpit, you have many pulpits, for all prophets, and all of them, they are going to be occupied by the prophets, except the pulpit of the Prophet. Why? Because he is busy going back and forth, to help some of those nations. And in one of these weak hadiths, that the angel will shout at him, oh Muhammad, one of your people, they are going to be taken to hellfire, and he will run, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just to save that person, and you name it, So many of these matters, and perhaps much more than them, which has been, expressed, by one way or another. Yes.
I just wanted to see if my understanding when I read the hadith back to say to Zainab, would it be because, like, for example, the Prophet ﷺ, usually when he's asked by other people, maybe not from his family, he would be very obliging. And would perhaps he said this because it was his daughter, or there's some extra.
I have no definite answer to your question, but I have similar case, I read it, and this is a narration, I don't know how strong. When the Prophet ﷺ firstly came to Medina al-Munawwara, whenever anyone is about to die, they will ask the Prophet to come. He'll go there, wait for hours, till the person dies. Then they figure out, will not call the Prophet ﷺ till the person is about to die. Okay. Then he will go there, and wait. Then they said, we are not going to call the Prophet ﷺ till the person completely pass away. Don't choke anyone, to make him completely pass away. Then we'll call him to come. Yeah, you see, the Prophet is great person, is very noble person, will not say no for any of those people, and everyone want to get the maximum of his sallallahu. That's why, those who are jealous or those who care a lot, they will feel bad, how come we call the Prophet sallallahu to go and spend that long time? But my personal answer to your question, no, the Prophet ﷺ will not defend himself by saying no to his daughter. This is my feeling. Okay, inshallah we'll stop here, we'll meet with you tomorrow, inshallah, for to complete. For sure we are not going to complete the whole book, whatever is available, and the food is going to be served now. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala